In an effort to combat inflation, the Federal Reserve raised the federal funds rate target by an additional 0.75% last Wednesday. The Federal Reserve of the United States has hiked interest rates 6 times this year, with November's increase representing the fourth of this size. The Fed keeps raising interest rates while inflation stubbornly hangs around 4-year highs. The Consumer Price Index changes from September indicated an annual rate of inflation of 8.2%. Even with the volatile prices of food and energy removed, the index saw one of its biggest increases since 1982. What will the Fed's future interest rates hike be? Well, as inflation and rate hikes batter consumers and investors from all angles, many grow weary of increasing prices everywhere. But relief is still elusive. According to the Fed's most recent policy statement, we're not yet done. More rate hikes are on the way, unfortunately. In a post-meeting news conference, Fed Chair Mr. Powell emphasized that despite significant uncertainty about rates, we still have some ways to go. He is particularly concerned that inflation will become entrenched in the economic expectations if the Fed does not act decisively. Powell also acknowledged that a recession was incoming in the background. Of course, no one knows whether there will be a recession or not, and if there will be a recession, how severe it will be. However, he added that it's the Fed's responsibility to restore price stability so that we can have a strong labor market that benefits everyone over time. Unfortunately, that path may result in higher interest rates, moving higher than 4.5 to 4.75% range proposed at last month's meeting. The meeting on Wednesday did have one encouraging result though. Fed officials stated that decisions regarding future rate hikes would consider both previous increases and the time lag between Fed policies and their effect on the economy. Additionally, Powell said that the rate increase might slow down as soon as the next meeting or the one after that. But who knows? Rate hikes might reach 5%. Many economists concur that the Fed should prioritize reducing inflation despite the possibility of negative economic consequences. Even the former U.S. Treasury Secretary Larry Summers expressed his opinion that unemployment may need to rise above 4.4% in order to force inflation back down to the Fed's 2% target. But in reality, we should be anticipating another 0.75% rate hike in December next month, followed by 2 more half-a-point rate hikes to begin in 2023. With that, the federal funds rate would then be set at a target range of 5 to 5.25%. However, some economists believe that the Fed's funds rate of more than 5% could trigger a recession, which I agree. An impending period of economic weakness. In the face of developing economic weakness, the Fed may be acting too aggressively to combat inflation. A series of very large rate hikes could cause the Fed to oversteer. Between July and September, monthly job growth in the USA has fell by more than half, from 537 to 263,000 new positions. Compensation in the private sector has also slowed, falling from 5.7% in Q2 to 5.2% in Q3. How will the Fed rate hikes affect you may ask? Well, going deeper, rate hikes by the Fed have increased the cost of borrowing for both investors and consumers. Borrowing becomes more expensive. Consumers reduce their purchases or switch to less expensive alternatives. Meanwhile, businesses scale back on the expansion plans or implementing cost-cutting measures such as layoffs to mitigate the impact on their bottom line. This is not a coincidence. It's precisely what the Fed hopes to achieve. Inflation may slow or even reverse as a result of gumming up growth and making spending and investing more expensive. Mortgage rates have already risen as housing prices have fallen. Credit card rates have risen by 3 percentage points this year, and auto loan rates have risen by more than 1.5% this year, making everything more expensive. Continued rate hikes, on the other hand, can drag down stock prices and make investing less appealing. Though higher savings account yields can help, a rosy 3.5% high-yield savings rate can't compensate for inflation of more than 8%. It also cannot outperform the stock market's historical average of 10%. However, not everyone believes that these signs of weakness indicate that inflation is about to burst. Despite a rapidly cooling housing market, inflation has shown no signs of slowing down. The labor market remains strong and the economy remains resilient. This forces the Fed to maintain its aggressive interest rate policy. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. If you have any comments, please leave one below. Give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.